If you don't like cheeseburgers and spitting tobacco, you can get the out. Greetings, Earthlings and Frag Commies. My name is Luke. I am Poe. And today we have a tag video that no one has been tagged in quite yet because I'm making it, gosh dang it. I have ideas too. I know what stuff is. This video is probably going to set the country on fire, but it's already on fire, so it might put the country off, it'll put the fire out. In all seriousness, I really love to joke around with you guys and make you laugh. That's one of my passions in life, is to entertain and to create comedy. Having said that, this country is hurting right now, and I don't have any answers. It would be ignorant of me to think that I know what people of color go through in this country, because I don't. I know that for me, my personal motto is kindness always works and love always wins. I don't have the plan of how to fix the country and fix racism and fix inequality. But I do like to try to be positive and make people laugh and try to love on each other. And so I thought maybe this could be a fun video to try to reunite everyone over some laughs and over our shared hobby of fragrances and sniffing things appropriately. We sniff things appropriately, people. I can't stress that enough. This video is going to be Scent Yo States. And if you live in one state your whole life, you can do states that you've visited over the years. I was in broadcasting and stand-up comedy, so I've kind of bounced all over. But I'm going to be doing 3 states for you guys today. As some of you may know, I am from southern Missouri, known as the Ozarks. Missouri is an interesting state. It is a state in the Midwest, but then towards the south in the Ozarks, where I'm from, you're like bordering the South. You see all sorts of rednecks and hillbillies and fun stuff like that. Up by St. Louis, which borders Illinois, you've kind of got St. Louis. St. Louis, it's almost Chicago. It's almost Chicago, but it's St. Louis. Oh, they gotta go watch the Blues. You should catch the hockey game. In Kansas City, it's a little bit more flat. You got a little bit more of that twang, like, oh, I don't know who's going to win this year, those Jayhawks or those Tigers. If you don't know about the border war, that's KU versus Mizzou, kind of a thing. And then when you get down to the Ozarks, you just kind of lose all command of words and sentence structure and grammar. And it's more like, hey man, you want to I guess if I had to scent Missouri, it would be Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. That is upside down. Let's go the other way. It is fresh. It is clean. You can wear it for a variety of situations. This is a fragrance that is not overrated. It is not underrated. It is perfectly fine. It is properly rated. And I feel like that is kind of Missouri in a nutshell. Like, a lot of these states have a lot of state pride. I'm from Missouri, and I'm just like, yeah, it's there. If it wasn't ours, we could probably sell it to Canada. The next state that I must scent is Colorado, where I currently live. And Colorado is a great state, not only because of all of its beautiful nature, but the people here are just really like laid back, man. Like, we'll get to it when we get to it, We might open, we might not. You want some? And in Colorado, you've got the Front Range, which is Colorado Springs and Denver, the 2 biggest cities. And then you've got the mountains, the Rocky Mountains, the Continental Divide. And then you've got the Western Slope, which continues on into Utah. And then we don't really go into Utah because that's the great unknown. Front Range is kind of more of the city goers, the yuppies. If I want to sound like I'm 64 years old. In the mountain towns, you've got like the locals, which we are, and then we put up with like the Texans that come here and treat Colorado like it's their playground. And in the western slope, they just kind of survive because I feel like they kind of get left out of the conversation in Colorado. It's like you have the Front Range and you have the mountains, and it's like, why are you living that close to Utah? For the great state of Colorado, there's only one fragrance that makes sense. I'm going with Rocky Mountain Wood by D Squared. This one is very aromatic. You've got woods, you've got vetiver, you've got florals. It really does bring to mind the feeling or the sense of hiking in the Rocky Mountains. This next fragrance represents a state that I have never lived in per se, but it's a state that I frequent quite a bit, more than I ever dreamt of. It's Kansas, okay? Kansas is where my wife is from. Kansas people love Kansas. I can't explain it. The only theory I have about this is no one else really likes Kansas, so they brainwash you at a young age at Kansas that you must like Kansas, or else no one would like Kansas, and just like Missouri, we would end up selling it to Canada. My wife's family from Kansas kind of crack me up because of all these Kansas stereotypes that I'm picking up on. They don't really like spice on their food. They like very bland food. Now, when I'm saying spice, I'm not talking about hot sauce. I'm not talking about peppers. I'm talking about like salt. The other quirky thing about Kansans is they really take pride in their roads in their state. This is something unique to Kansas. I think I've never really met any other people from their state that says, but have you seen our highways? Here's just some helpful advice. If the highlight of your state is pavement, let's rethink how great your state really is. But you know, Kansas is a very important state, even though it's boring and bland and has decent roads, apparently. If you ask Kansas, they're very into farming and they're always worried about when it's going to rain next. And I thought that was weird at first, but now it kind of makes sense. Like that's their livelihood. And so now the question is how is this guy going to sense this bizarre state that he's described? Well, plot twist, I'm going with one of my favorite fragrances of all time, Terre de Hermes Eau de Toilette. A bit old school, a bit conservative, but this is a very important creation in men's perfumery. This is a legend. It is a classic. We owe a lot to this one. But I'm not sure if really this is going upwards in terms of popularity. I think that this is something that most people come to appreciate the more they wear it. And the more I go to Kansas, the more I appreciate it, I guess. I hope my in-laws don't see this. That will wrap it up for me today, Fragcommies. I will throw out some tags. You know, I really hope that you guys will take your own creative liberties with this. I did 3 cents with 3 states, but if you want to do more than that or less than that, there's no hard and fast rules. We're making this up as we go. First tag is going out to my man Tim at Tunes Reviews. He's been a big help with me trying to get this channel off the ground, going to with advice. So Tim, thank you. Yve Spiders Smells. A little bit fake news, Eve. We haven't seen any spiders yet. Sarah at Glam Finds. And then also Tommy down in Tennessee with Studio Sense. Let's see what you got. And last but not least, Uncommon Sense up in Chicago. I really love what he's doing with his channel, guys. All of these people have great content. I will put all of their links in the description. Please subscribe to them if you have not. Or don't. You know, I did my part and plugged them. Whether you subscribe or not, I'm still from Missouri. So that's something I have to live with.